Tomorrow I'll be starting with the interview preparation. So it will be that class tomorrow. Okay, so let's start with our data structure. So we finished the priority queue last time. Today we will do 0, 1, 3. We'll start with the hash table. Sorry, I have to create a folder. Hash tables. Okay, so in the hash table, let me create a file called as 1.js, and I'll create another file readme.txt. Okay, so let's start with the hash tables today. So generally, hash tables are used to store the data in the key value pair. So for example, in the JavaScript, when we create object, we save it in the key value pair like name, Jack, Bauer, last name Bauer. So we are saving it in the key value pair. So this is nothing but the hash table where we have the key and the value. And to retrieve the information, let's say if I want to retrieve the name, I can say object.name. It will give the value Jack. And the complexity is here constant complexity. I can get the result in the constant time. So the complexity is O1, that is a constant complexity, that is it's very quick. Okay, so that is how we do in the JavaScript. But when you go with other language like Java, they don't have this kind of structure. So they need to build a hash table themselves rather than utilizing this as we do in the JavaScript. So if I want to do the ready-made hash table, I can use JavaScript object. It is nothing but the hash table. It has a key value pair. But if we will want to build it from the scratch with our own hand, then we will write some code here and we will not use this inbuilt JavaScript. So when you go for interview, if they ask the hash table, if you show this is the object one which utilizes the hash table, then though it is hash table, but in the interview this will not work because this is the ready-made. Interviewer is expecting you to build the hash table yourself rather than utilizing the default object. Though this is a hash table, when we go with the practical world, we use this object, which is nothing but the hash table. But when we want to go in the interview settings, though we can describe this is the hash table, but interviewer wants us to build the hash table ourselves. So that's what we are going to do in the hash table thing. So for example, so how the hash table generally works? So generally we have the array, and if I have the array of colors, for example, color, maybe I can say write a color like hash FFF000. So I have different color FF00, FF00 or hash 00, FF00. So for example, we have this array and I can retrieve this array with 0 key or 1 key or 2 key. So I can retrieve this with 0, 1, 2 and that I can get it in the constant time OF1. But the task here is not to retrieve it with the array like 0, 1. We should retrieve with the key value pair. So though it is saved in the array, but in hash table we want to retrieve it using something like colors pink. So if I say color pink, it should give me, I don't know if this is pink, but let's consider this is pink. It should give me this one like this value. Right now, if I say color pink, nothing will come because this is an array and the key value are stored as 0, 1, and 2. So we will not get, with the pink, we will not get this value. But we need to build some function so that user can pass the pink and we should give him this value, this first one. And if we, let's say, pass something colors red, okay, so it should give me some red value, though I'm not sure this is the red value, but consider this as a red value for now. So it should give me like this. So we should build this object kind of thing, but using the array. That is the task which we have to do it now in the hash table. Now, how to do this one? So how should we convert this into something like ping to something? It should store in the 0, 1 so that I can retrieve this and give it to the user. That is what we have to build it. So to do that, we need to create one helper function that will take some parameters. One of the parameters it will take as a key. So for example, it will take pink as a key. And it will also take the array length. So we need to pass the array length, how much length of array we have. So it will take the array length also. And it will give me some number of the array. So for example, if I pass pink and array length as 3, 1, 2, and 3, so it should give me some value. For example, it will give me 0 number. So we have to store in the colors of 0. We have to store this value because I get 0 from the pink. Let's say if I pass red, okay, and I pass the 3 as a total number of value in the array, and let's say it gives me the 1. So I will save it in the colors of 1. I will save this value. And then when I retrieve it, I will pass again red with 3. Then it will give me this value. Okay, so this is the high level thing. Now we will go into more detail and see how it works in reality. Okay, so that's what we are trying to do it now. One second, let me. Okay, so let's try to understand this little bit more in detail. So what will happen? Initially, we need to define the size of the array. Define the size of the array. Because in Java or in other languages, it's not dynamic array. In JavaScript, we have dynamic array. The size of the array grows as we build the JavaScript array. But that does not work in other kind of programming languages. So we have to define what is the size of my array. So let's say I'm saying 10. 10 is the size of array. So we need to build an array of 10 numbers 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it will take 10 spaces and we will build this 10 empty spaces in the array. So this is the first task which we have to do. We have to define the task. We have to define the length of the array 10. So think about that. This is not the JavaScript where array grows automatically. But in Java, we have to specify the size of the array. So that's what we are defining the array size. That means my key value pair will not increase more than 10. It will be maximum of 10. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 9. And if we have more key value pair, we can increase the size of this also initially, and we will create a space of that many numbers. Okay, so this is the first task which we have to do it. Now, what is the second task which we have to do? In the second task, we have to set the value. So, for example, if I'm passing pink, and the value of pink I am passing as hash, for example, FF00FF, for example, this is my pink value. Now, I will pass this key and I will pass also the value which I want to save in this array. So I will take this pink and I will put this in some hash function. I will pass this pink in the hash function, and this hash function will give me any one of the number 0, 1 to 9. From 0 to 9, it will give me some number. Maybe it can give 3 number, for example, if I'm passing pink. So that means I have to save this pink key value pair at this 3 number position. So here I will save pink with some value, hash, blah, 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 blah. So how we will save, we will see, but I'm saving it at number 3. Now, when I want to retrieve the pink, I will pass the pink again in this hash function, and that hash function will give me 3 number. So I will know at 3 number I have this key value pair. I will return this key value pair to the user. So while saving it, also this hash function will give me 3 for the pink keyword. And for get also, when I pass the pink, I will get number 3, and I will know at 3 number we have this information, and I will retrieve this information, give it to the user. Let's say if I pass red, and the red is passed to this hash function, and for red, this hash function will give me some different number. For example, it will give me 8 number. We don't know what it will give. It will give some number. So it will give me 8 number. So for 8 number, I will save the red information with key value pair. Whatever value is there also, I will save that information at 8 number. Okay, 1 second, I'll be back. Okay. So like this, whenever I pass the key, red or pink, to this hash function, I will get some number. And that number, we have to store the information here. Now, sometimes the problem happens like, if I pass pink, I get number 3. If I pass red, I get number 8. Let's say if I pass blue, it may happen that my hash function will return 3 for blue also. Right now we're getting 3 for pink, but in certain cases, I may get 3 for blue also. So let's say if I'm getting 3 for blue also, and already the third number is filled with the pink. So what we have to do in this case? Can anyone tell me? So if we have pink in the third number spot, which is already in the third number spot, And for blue also I'm getting 3 number. So either I can keep pink or blue, or there is some other thing which we can do, because third is already taken by pink and blue is also getting 3 number. Can you think what should we do in this case if we get 3 number again for another keyword? Yeah. So error, there is nothing like error in this one, because if you see this object, we never give error for any of the key. So we cannot give the error. Okay, so I will tell you two things we can do. And okay, so that one is uh, a nice idea. Pink and blue we save, but how to save that one? That's what we will discuss. So first I will tell you what is another thing we can do if three is we get 3 key for blue also, which we will not do in practical world. But I will tell you one idea is, if 3 is already failed, we can go to next number and try to see if it is taken or not. If it is not taken, then save the blue here. Though we are getting 3 for blue, but we will save blue here. But we will not follow this idea. We will not save in the 4 number. So what we will try to do in case of collision, this is called collision. 3 is already taken by something. Now we are getting, for blue also we are getting 3. So what we have to do? So we will create a linked list, or whatever Kate has mentioned. We can create an array also. At 3 number there will be array. In the first position of the array we will have pink, and in the second position we have the blue. So either we can create array, or we can create a linked list, or yeah, these two things we can do it. One second, I'll be back. Okay, so that is correct. Either we put it in the array, or we can have the linked list. And at 3 number we can save 2 values, either in array or in the linked list, whatever the interviewer will ask with you to do that. Okay, so let's try to do this. Let's try to build this one, and we'll see what we are doing in the collision case. Okay, so I will show you what we are doing in the collision case. Okay, so let's create a new hash file 1.js. I have created 1.js. I will create my class that is called the hash table. And initially I will pass some value. What will be the size of my array? So I will pass the size. And for this example, we will create the color. So maybe I'll say constant colors equal to new hash table with size of, maybe I want to save, this size is something how many values I want to save in this table. So I can say 7. Okay, now, so when I pass this 7, initially we will create an array of size 7. So my array length will be 7. So I can only say 7 thing in the array based on the size which I have passed it here. So let's try to create some variable for the size. Maybe I will say this dot key map. I'm just giving some name. Key map is the size, is my array. Key map is my array and it has a size of 7. So I will say new array of size. So when I say new array, that means I'm creating a space of this much size which I have passed. So if I'm passing size of 7, that means 7 spaces is created in this array, like null, 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 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this 7 spaces is created when I write this one, new array size. Okay, so because I want to create 7 spaces based on my hash table, so array is created with all null values in the beginning. Okay, so we created this array and all my information of this hash table will be saved in this array. So whatever I showed you this is nothing but this new array. This is the key map, this variable. Okay, now here I need two functions which I will use to insert and get. So maybe first function I will say set. Another function I will say get. So I created two functions. There will be more functions based on my requirement, but right now I will only work on set and get. Okay, so set and get will be my two functions and I will try to set something in my color. So for example, I will say colors. I want colors dot set. I will put the key that is the white color and I will put the value hash 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So first thing I want to pass as a key. So I need key and what value I want to save it for that key. So let's try to build 7 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's try to create different colors. One is black, one is red, one is green, one is blue, one is purple, and how many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One is pink. Okay, let's try to make this one 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then red, FF 1, 2, 3, 4. Then green 0, 0, FF 0, 0. Then blue 1, 2, 3, 4. Then purple. I don't know the color of purple. Let's put FF 0, 0, FF. And let's put the pink as 0, 0, FF 0, 0. Okay. So we created 7 colors which we want to set it here. And then after setting it, we will get it also. So let's say colors.get white. When I say get white, I should get this value. Okay, like that, I will be creating get also. So when I save it, I want to see whether I am able to retrieve it properly or not. Okay, so when I want to put get, I will just say key, and when I pass the key, it should automatically return me this value. Since I want to create, I just told you here, I want this hash function which will take the key and convert it into some number. I need to create one hash function also. So here I will say, since the hash function is private, I can directly use inside it hash. Okay, so I will just use this hash function here. and I will pass the key here. So when I pass the key, for example, if I pass white key, I should get some number from the hash function. If I pass black, I should get some number from the hash function. If I pass red, I should get some number from the hash function. Okay. So let's try to, can you write this one? And then we will see how to write this hash function, set function, and get function for it. So I'll give you 2 minutes to write down this function and this example. And then we will work on these 3 functions. Okay, so let's go ahead and okay, so let's go further now to create each function. So first is we need to create a hash function so that whenever I pass key, for example, if I pass white, it should give me some number from 0 to 7. Okay, because the maximum size of the array is 7. So 0 to 6, it is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we need the number from 0 to 6, any number we should get it. Okay, so let's try to write down some hash function. Now, creating this hash function is totally on you. Some hash functions are very good and some hash functions are bad. So it depends on what you want to create this hash function and how good it is. It depends on your case. So I will write down one hash function, and it may be not very good in the world, or it may not be very bad, or it may be bad. We don't know now. We'll just create one function and we'll see how it goes. So let's say I'm passing this key white. Okay, let's consider white key. So what I will do, I will let me write down here code, and then I will explain what we are doing it. So let's go to the each letter of WHITE, and we will try to take the value of each one, and we will see what we are trying to do it. Okay, so let's try to go through each keyword. Okay, so I'll say for let character of key. Since key is a string, since key is a string like this, so we can go through each character like car, and let me do console.log of car now. So let's see what we are getting it. Okay, so whenever I try to set it, first I will pass this into this hash function and we will get some number. So let's try to get the number. Constant, I will say num equal to hash and key. So I will pass the number, I will pass the key to this hash function and get some number. Okay, right now we are not returning anything, so number will be undefined, but we will update it with something. So let's see what happens now, whether I'm getting each character or not. So I'll just do only white and see what happens. So I'm getting WHITE. Okay, so we are getting this number like this one. Okay, so we are getting some W because I'm passing white, so I'm getting WHITE. Now let's convert this each letter into some number. So to convert each letter into some number, so I can say like this. So let's say character is, I will write down here, okay. So whatever character we are getting it, I will say character dot char code at. So char code at is char code is something which will convert a letter into number, and I will pass the zero position. Zero position means this the first letter W. For this is the H, this is I, this is T, this is E. These are the zero position of each one. So if I try to see what happens, let's see, I will show you here. I will pass A dot car code at. So when I pass A, you will see I'm getting 97. Let's say if I pass capital A, then car code, I get number from 65. So for each letter, we have the number that is called the car code. This is the ASCII code. If you search on the Google ASCII code for letter A, so you will see 97 is coming here, which we are getting here 97. So every letter is having some ASCII code, which we can retrieve using the car code at in the JavaScript. So for each letter, we get some number. So let's pass each number into this car code at, and we will get some number. We will total the number and we'll see what we are getting it. So I will write down here, let sum equal to 0. And whatever value I'm getting for each one, I will add it in the sum. So I will say sum plus equal to car code at, and in the final I will say console.log sum is sum. And I will check each one what is the car code for each one. Okay, let's see what happened now. Okay, so let's do it. So for W, I'm getting 119. For H, I'm getting 104. For this, I'm getting this, and this. And total, I'm getting 545 as a total code. Okay, so this is the sum I'm getting for all, adding all the numbers here. So if I'm changing these colors to pink, for example, I'm getting 434 number. So for each character word, we have different numbers, which we are getting it here based on the car code number. Now we will take this sum and we will manipulate it to some different number, which I will show it like this. So if I want to take this sum and I will do the remainder using this percentage sign. So I will say percentage with the length of the key map. So if we are passing the size, so it should be 7. So if I pass this key map dot length, so what will be the key map dot length? It is a 7 because we are passing 7. So what will happen if I pass this percentage sign? That is, I will try to get the remainder of this sum with the length which I have passed. So sum will be sum and remainder will be. So I will try to divide the sum with the length. Length is the 7 and we will see what I am getting it here. Okay, so let's try to see what we are getting it here. Okay, so you will see I'm getting the remainder of 6 for the white one. Let's try to see what will happen with the pink. So for the pink, I am getting the remainder 0. Let's see what will happen in case of blue. So for blue, I'm getting 4. Let's see for the red. We're getting 0. Let's see what will happen with the purple. We're getting 6. So you will see that as I'm putting this this line of statement, that is, I'm dividing with the total size and I'm getting the remainder, and this remainder is 6 maximum, which is the last element of this array. So we will not get more than 6 because the size is 7 here. If we have more than 7 size, then we will get this number maximum as whatever size I have in this array. Since this array maximum size is 6, so you will never get more than 6 in this remainder because of this condition. So I'm taking the sum and I'm dividing with the length of this array and I'm getting the remainder, and the remainder will be below my array size because I can only adjust keys in this array. I cannot get this 100 number because we don't have the size of 100 in the array. So my hash function should always give me something which is below, which is in between this 0 to 6, so that I can save that information in any one of this position. So I will return this part of this hash key. I will return this sum percent key dot map length, and here I will say console dot log key is key and num is num. So here we will see what num we are getting it. Let's try to run it and see what we're getting for each one. Okay, so for white I'm getting 6, for black I'm getting 5, for red I'm getting 0, for green I'm getting 4, for blue I'm getting 4, for purple I'm getting 6, for pink I'm getting 0. So for 0 we have 2, for 6 we have 2, for 4 we have 2. So here we have the collision. 6 and 6 is a collision, 4 is collision, and 0 and 0 is collision. So whenever we get the collision, we will save it in the array as Kate said, or we can save it in the linked list also. So we will be saving it in the array. So let's say first one we will save as a white, and at the 6th position we will say white and purple. Though we will save the value also, but I'm just giving you high level that we are saving these two information, though we will be saving the value also. So for 0 number, we will be saving in the array of red and pink. Okay, like this, we will be saving in the array all the information. Because we will get collision sometimes. Okay, we may not get collision. Let's try to change this function, hash function, and see what we are getting for that change function. So I will try to change this. I will try to change this hash function a little bit, and then we will see what we are getting it. So let's say if I create one number called as constant, maybe I will say my number. This is my number, which I will try to add with each one. I will put this number as 31. So just I created one number. And whenever I'm trying to add this care code, I will add this number also. So whenever we are trying to add, this number will always be added to each number. And now we will see what we are getting with this change in my code. Okay, so now we are getting 1 at the 0 number, 6 has 1, 2 has 2, 5 has 2, and this is 3. So there is not much difference in, here also we have 2 collisions. Previously we were having 3 collision, little bit difference is there. But we are ultimately getting similar results. So if I don't add this number also, then also it's fine. But if I add number also, that's fine. But let's delete the number because we are not getting any advantage of this one. So basically, I'm okay with this hash function, which will give me few duplicates for the collision, but at least I am okay with it. Let's see what will happen if I pass size of 100. That means we have the array of 100. I will also do console.log of key map. Okay, so let's see what will happen if I pass the size of 100 and what we're getting it. So if I'm passing the size of 100, for white I'm getting 45 number, for black I'm getting 9, for red 15, green 29, blue 24, purple 64, pink 34. So I'm not getting any collision here. So if I try to increase the size of the hash table, I'm at least getting good numbers. So there is collision is very minimal. So though the array size is 100, okay, but we can save this in here also. So it's up to you what you want to pass here size. So maybe if you have the 7 results, but you can pass 100 also, so that you have some buffer in that one. So it's all depend upon you how much big array you want to create. Let's say I don't want to create too much big. Maybe I know there are 7 sets. I will pass, for example, 21, for example. I don't want too big one also. So then also I'm getting one collision, but others are okay for it. And that's fine. So depending on your thinking, you can change the size of the hash table. And if you increase the hash table size, you will get less collisions. And even if you get collision, we have the facility as as I told, we will save it in the array or linked list so that we can prevent the collision. So we will resolve the collision using this array or linked list. Okay, so before we go writing the set function and get function, complete this hash function, and then we'll go to the set and get one. Okay, so let's go further now to complete our set and get function. So we see that we get the key and we get the number, some number, and we will try to say this value at this number position. So first thing I will do here. So this is the my array, and at this number, so if I'm getting zero number, for example, here, so at this number, zero number, I will see if something is there in the key map or not. Okay, so this key map, I will check if this dot key map has this number. That means something is there or not. If it is null, that means nothing is there. Okay, so if nothing is there, so I will use not sign. If nothing is there, that means that position is empty. Then I will create an array at that position. So what I will say, I will key number at will be the array, empty array. So if I don't have at zero position and I'm getting this number zero, so I'll check first if we have something at zero position. Oh, we don't have anything at zero position. So I will create an array at zero position. So this zero position will be getting this array. And then we will save this value information in this array, in this in position. Okay, so first I will check if something is there in this zero position. Okay, nothing is there. Because number came as zero, I will check if key map has something at zero position. Nothing is there, so I create empty array at zero position. Then if I pass black, if black is coming as 1, then I will check at 1 position, do I have anything? Nothing is there. I will create empty array first here also. So whatever position we get number, at that position, first we have to create an empty array. Create empty array at the number which we get from hash function. So from hash function, we get the number 0 or 1 or whatever, and then we create an empty array at this position. And then once that array is created, I will push this information in that array. So what I will say this dot key map dot num. Since now it is an array, I will use the push command. And in the push command, I will put this key and value. So how to put the key and value? We consider that we don't have object of JavaScript. So we have only array part. So in the array part, we will save key and value. So how it is actually stored? So let's say for white also I'm getting 0 number, and for black also I'm getting 0 number. So first I will check at 0 number we have anything. Nothing is there. So initially it is null. So I don't have anything. So I will create an empty array. So this will be empty array. Then for the white, I will push this inside this. So it will be another array, and it will be white at 0 spot, and value will be hash FFFFFF. Okay, so we got one array inside it. And let's say for the black also we get the number 0, then I will append this with another one called as black. And it will be, for example, 0, 0, 0, 0. Okay, so for 0 position, I have the array, and inside that array we have the another array of key value pair. So this is how we will be storing it. So to understand how it is stored, I will do console.log of this .key map to see what is happening. Key is, I will say key is key, array is this array. So let's see what happens when we try to do like this. Okay. So I'll press enter. So first time array is white. Okay, let's try to create this 7 only. Okay, so we get collision. We want to see the collision. Okay, so first one is the white, and for white we are getting. Okay, let's try to see the number. What number is coming for each one? Key is key, and num is num, and I will put this key map in stringy file so we can see it properly. Okay, let's check now. Okay, let's use 7 here and press enter. Okay, so we are getting white key and the number is 6. We are getting 6 number, and in the 6th number we created array, and we put the first element of the array is another array with the white and this information. For black we are getting 5 number, so 5 number we are putting black here. So for red we are getting number 0, we are putting red in the first part of the 0 number. Then we are getting 4 number, in the 4 number we are putting green with this information. Here again we are getting 4 number, so we already have the green, we are adding the blue here inside it. For the 6th number we are getting purple, so we have already white information here, we are adding the purple information here. So if I want to say color start key map, so in the color start key map we get at 0 position we get two things, red and pink. For 4 number we get 2, for 5 number we get 1, for 6 number we get 2. So like this we are saving our information in the array. Okay, so there is an array, inside array we have different array. So we have array and we have 2 array inside it. We have one array, 2 array here like this. So just finish this part and then we will see how to get it. So just finish the set part. Set part is done. Okay, so let's quickly finish the get part. So in the get part also, once we try to get white, so first we will try to see at which number we have saved the information. So the first part is same as the getting the hash number using the hash which we have, and we pass the key. And then second step is we have to check. So for example, if we are getting zero number for the white, we will check whether we have something at the zero number or not. If we don't have anything in the zero number, that means that information is not there in my array, and I will return null in that case. So first step is check if we have something in that position. So I will say if not this dot key map of this number, whatever number we have. So if we are passing white and we are getting zero, so we should have some information here at the zero number. But if we don't have anything in zero number, then we will return null. That means that information is not saved at that spot. So for example, if I pass for retrieving, I'm passing gray, and we don't have anything gray. So that means if for the gray we are getting number 3 and 3 null, that means we don't have any information for the gray. So we will return null in that case. Okay, so first we have to check if something is there at that spot or not. If nothing is there, we will return null. But if we have some information like here we have, then we will try to process that information. So let's say if I pass white and white is saved at position number 0, and when I'm trying to get it, I'm getting number as 0, and 0 is an array. So we will go through this array and we will go through each element and see which one is white, and if we get the white, we will return that information. So how we will do here, I will say let array of this key map dot number. So when I say this key map dot number, it is nothing but this array which we are processing. So array will be either this information at the first time or this information at the second time. So we will process both the information and see which is matching with this key. So I will check if this key is white and this is white, I will return the first information. And if we are passing black, then white will be processed unnoticed, and then we will go to this information and we will check with the black with this key, and if both are matching, we will return it. So when I say array of this key map, that means I am processing this information and this information both here. So just for namesake, I will just see what is the array is. And then here I will check if, so I will get first array like this, and this is the second time I will get array. So for the first time, if I want to check whether white is matching with this key, I will say if array of 0 is the key, it should be equal to key which I have passed. So the 0 part should match with the key, and if both are matching, that means we are at the correct spot. Then we will return the value array of 1. So if array of 0, that this one is matching with the key, then I will return array 1, that is this value. But if we are passing black, so that means this first time array will go unnoticed, and second time we will check if array of 0, that is the black, is equal to key, then I will return this information. Okay, so I will return it here. And if we are passing everything and we are not getting any match, we need to return something in the end, return null. So if we are not getting anything in this information, then we are returning null in the end. So let's see how it goes. So first I will save the information. Saving will take the number with some hash key, and then it will save in this my array. And while retrieving, I will check if that array has something. If it has something, I will go through each one of this array, and see which one is matching with the array 0 array 0 of this is this, array 0 of this is this, and if it is matching with the key which I have passed it. Okay, let's try to see now how it goes. Let's put 7 in here as a size. Okay, so this is the information now I have saved. Now I'm trying to retrieve white. So for white, let's put some number. I'm not sure what number is coming. So let's try to see the number which we are getting for gate. Key is key, and number which we got is, I'm putting number so that we can see what information we are trying to access it. Okay, so key is white, number is, okay, I don't want to pass 20. Let's put 7 here. Okay, so key is white, number is 6. So at 6 number we have 2 array, one for white and one for purple. So we are getting, for the white, we are getting the information arrays white and F. Still not clear. 1 second. When I return it, I will just return. And value is, so it's not very clear, though I have explained you, but to see it, we want to do this. Okay, now let's run it again. Okay, let's run only white and okay, let's run only white for now. Okay, so white is number, okay, sorry, again I did the mistake. Let's put 7 here so that we can see clearly. Okay, let's run white, only white. So white is number 6, and 0, array 0 is white and value is hash FFF, so we are returning this one. Let's try to run for the black now. Okay, black is number 5. So at 5th position, we have the black, only black, so we are getting black here like this. Let's try to run the red. So red is number 0. So at number 0, we have the red and pink. So first we are getting, immediately we are running array and we're getting red immediately, so we return it. Let's try to run the pink. So pink is also 0. So first we are processing the red, because at 0 number we have the red and pink. So first we are processing the red and we're not getting anything. Then we are trying to process the pink, and the pink is matching with the key. So 0 number is matching with the key. So we are returning it here. So it's pretty straightforward. We go through, when we get this first information, we go through each one and we try to see which array 0 is matching with the key. And whatever is matching, we return that value. So it's pretty straightforward. If you don't understand, ask me the line number which is not clear. So before we go further, just write out this get function and try to run in your console and see if you're getting it correctly. Okay, I was in mute. I don't know when I was on mute. Okay, just finish this get one and then we will. Okay, so let's go to line number 28. So when I try to save the information, let's say at zero position we have said this part as first element as an array and second element is an array. And when I'm trying to retrieve it, and if I'm getting number 0, so what I'm going to key map of 0. Key map of 0 is nothing but this array. And this array, we loop through this array. That means we are looping through this element and this element. So when I'm going to this first element, I will check if array of 0, that is this white, array of 0 is white, is equal to this key. If this white and key both are same, I return the value, that is array of 1. And if they are not same, then I go to next element and I check this key, array of 0 is this black, and I compare this black with the key which I am passing. And if I am passing key is a black, so that means this array of 0 is matching with the key which I am passing it. So I return the value, this one. So while returning the value, we have to return this value, but to check, we always check this array of 0 with the key which we have. So we are comparing each element, and inside each element, the first element of this array with the key which we have passed it. And we're returning the array 1, that is the second value which we have in this array. That's all about 28 line number. Go through this function again and again. Many times this question is asked in the interview, so you should know how to create the hash function, how to set the hash table, how to retrieve the hash table. That is what you have to understand it. So you need to explain it, that to the interviewer. You need to explain that for the hash table, we need to first define the array of the fixed size, whatever size we have passed. Then while setting it, we take the key, we process it under the hash function, we get some number, and for that number, we save it in the array, the information. And if we have the collision, for example, in this case, we have the collision of 3, then we append the value in the array or linked list at number 3. So at number 3, I can create array or I can create linked list also. For our example, we will create array because it is simple, straightforward. Otherwise, we have to write down the linked list, whole linked list again. But interviewer, if it asks, we need to create the linked list also if he wants us to use the linked list. Otherwise, array is fine. So in the array, we append. If there is a collision, we append in the array or we push in the array. And while retrieving in the get, we again process it in the hash function. We get some number, and at that number, we go through the array and we will check each key with whatever key we have passed. And if it is matching, then we send the value based on that key. So that is how we are doing it here in our example. This example is pretty much clear. And if you don't understand, you can ping me in the Telegram. After you go through all this, just ping me in the Telegram that you need to understand particular line number. I will put this, I will commit it, and I will also put it in the React Telegram, this whole code. So go through it, and maybe if you have question, you ask me. So that's all for today about this this data structure hash table.